There are a massive amount of echoes in Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, 127 of them to be exact. This leads to a fairly big problem. What are the most valuable and useful echoes in this game? Well, in this video, I will be showing you 10 of the most useful echoes for your journey through the world of Hyrule. And I'll even be showing you where you can find these echoes on your journey. And there's a surprise at the end of the video, so stick around until the end. You're not going to want to miss it. Without further ado, let's get into it. Now, our first echo is going to be the trampoline. This echo is a solid option for your climbing, jumping, etc., but it's not the best. It allows you to bounce up quite a bit higher than before, and it only takes 1 energy. However, in all honesty, I personally didn't use this one all that much. It's a useful echo, but it's definitely not the most useful. Now, where do you find it? It is located in the center of Southern Village, near where you start the game, right here. Next up, the spiked roller. This one's great if you've ever wanted to reenact your favorite cartoon villain moments by flattening enemies into pancakes, but it has only a single use. It flattens enemies. Costs 4 energy too, which, when you really think about it, is a lot. However, I think it's barely worth it. You can find it in West Hyrule, north of Hyrule Ranch, in a cave with a ladder. Our next echo is going to be the sea urchin. What a spiky creature to continue with. This echo is a rather curious one, and our first monster on the list, although it's stationary. He basically just hurts any enemies that come near him. Kinda boring, but thankfully he's really easy to find and use. Requiring only a single energy, it's found on Southern Beach, right outside where Zelda wakes up. Hit it with a rock, press X near it, and you got it. We're gonna move right along into the flying tile. Once again, similar to the trampoline, I didn't use this one all that much. However, it's a pretty interesting echo. It allows you to send a flying tile in whichever direction you want. You can even ride on it. But considering the fact that I hardly use this echo, it's not the most useful, at least for me. You should definitely try it out though. Speaking of trying it, where do you find it? The flying tile can be found in several places, but the easiest location is within the Gerudo Sanctum dungeon. Walk through the dungeon, and then on the second floor to the left, just an empty room, you'll find the echo. Next up, we've got the level 2 Carmadillo. And this little echo has some big capabilities. It bounces off walls and targets enemies, being able to crash around small spaces really easily, just bashing down enemies with ease. It costs 3 energy at first, but it can be leveled down by upgrading Tri's energy. Now, where can you find it? Well, it can be found in several different places, but the easiest is the Eastern Gerudo Desert Cave. Now, on to our next echo, the Bombfish. This echo is our only underwater echo, and it's essentially just an explosive fish. I use this echo all over the place, and it is really useful. It costs 4 energy, but can be leveled down by upgrading Tri's energy. You can obtain it by defeating the bombfish enemy located in the Zora River region in the Far East, which is accessible only after finishing the initial rift and dungeon in Southern Forest. Moving on, we're gonna move into the spiders of the game. There are actually 2 spiders that you can get for this. They are called the Strandtula and the Crawltula. The reason I included 2 echoes in this section of the list is because the 2 of them do 2 separate things. Firstly, they can both attack as far as I know, but secondly, they have special abilities. Strandtula has the ability to spin thread to dangle from ceilings, and the Crawltula has the ability to walk on walls and ceilings. These are both just super useful, and though I didn't use these echoes a whole lot myself, you definitely should. You can find these echoes in 2 separate locations. The Strandtula is located in Southern Ruins Floor 1. In the 3rd chamber, a large boulder will be visible. Use Tri to shift it to the left, uncovering a ladder, and the Crawltula is located north of Southern Village. Moving right along into the top 3, the best of the best when it comes to echoes. Our first one is going to be the Lionel, and it's really quite clear why. It's the best monster in the game, and it's just so powerful. So powerful, in fact, that even with all my hearts, I still failed once to get this echo. Now, it is found solely in the Eternal Forest. To discover the Lionel, you must follow a trail of hoofprints resembling those of a horse in the mud. Now, for the number 2 spot, we've got the 3 beds. Now, the beds are super useful, as they can heal you and they act as platforms for you to move around on. I use them all over my journey through Hyrule, and you definitely should too. There are 3 kinds of beds though. The old bed, soft bed, and Zelda's bed. Each has its own practicality in its usage. The old bed is great for platforming, as once you have a lot of triangles with Tri's energy, you can place a lot of these. Then I would use Zelda's bed for healing, as it restores a heart and a half normally, but 2 with silk pajamas. I honestly wouldn't even use the soft bed, as Zelda's bed is just superior. Where do you find these beds though? Well, they're actually both in Hyrule Castle. The first one, the old bed, is so essential to progress through the game. I'm literally just going to show you a clip of where it's located. It's so early in the game that if you don't know where it is, well, I don't think you played the game. And Zelda's bed is located within a room, which is to the right of the castle, right here. And finally, for the number 1 spot, we've got the water block, and also the platform. The water block absolutely changed the game for me. It revolutionized this game in so many different ways. It's just not even funny. It's like having a portable swimming pool and staircase rolled into one. And the platform is just a special case. It didn't really fit anywhere, and it was close enough to the water block, since it allows you to climb, but I decided to add it to the water block. I didn't actually use the platform all that much, but I've heard from the community that it is extremely powerful. Now, where are these two echoes located? When it comes to the water block, you'll find this echo in the stilled Jabal Waters as part of the Jabal Water Rift main quest. You can find the platform during the A Rift in the Gerudo Desert main quest in the Stilled Desert Temple Ruins Rift. And finally, the surprise. A map with the location of every echo from this video located on it. Just take a screenshot or go to our Discord, link in the description, to pick it up for yourself. And with that, consider these echoes ranked. Thanks for watching.